We're back. And today we decided to jump on the boat. I feel like a lot of people have been asking themselves questions like, why are they not talking about the Real Housewives?
Real.
But this time we were like, you know what? This episode was so juicy.
Let me be honest. When we came and we said maybe it's worth it.
We came together.
Maybe there is something to talk about.
Let's do it.
So I do think, actually, before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And also, please turn on your post notifications.
Yes. So we haven't said that before. We're so serious. Becoming professional YouTubers right now. But I do think it's time to spill the reality, no?
Let's spill it. So, hey, I have a lot to talk about.
Yes, there is a lot to discuss.
A lot to discuss. But I think let's start with Minnie.
Yeah. The friend of the show, but the main character somehow.
Right.
The friend of the show.
I need us to dissect exactly what the issue is. Because Minnie, I understand the whole dress thing, ne? But she felt some type of way about Ulondi saying Unamapigo. I get that, but Ulondi apologized. But also, a part of me feels like she was touched even before Ulondi said that.
No,
she was feeling some type of way about her being there.
Why is she here? Why would you bring her? Da, da, da. She was touched before the Wings conversation. Like, so way before.
What do you think the issue is here?
Look, I definitely think she's intimidated. It's either one, there's some history they have, which Londi seems confused.
She knows nothing about it.
She seems like she knows nothing about it. So Mhlawumbe just beef with her friend. I don't know. It's either there's a beef that's existing, which Londi doesn't know about, but Minnie seems to know well, or she's just intimidated. Like, she feels like she came to be the friend of the show who's somehow going to become the main character.
Oh, yes.
And then comes this girl, Ulondi, and it's like, Aibo, Londi was already here. People already like Londi. Maybe she felt threatened. Maybe she felt like, Aibo, both of us can't exist in the space.
Yes, I don't know if you saw, but apparently, well, not even apparently, I saw with my own eyes on TikTok. Minnie is best of friends with Usane.
Never mind, guys. That explains everything.
Best of friends. When I saw that, I said, oh wait, so is this inherited beef? She's probably inheriting her friend's beef.
And 50% inherited beef, because even makes sense, the things of like when she was excited when the twins were like, there's a lot we can say about her, and she was like, yes! That's literally what she did.
I was so dead. I was like, what's going on?
Maybe those are the things they're saying. Her and Sane said, I'm gonna be true to my friend. If that's her bestie, then of course, like, actually
scrap the conversation.
Scrap everything else.
You already know
that's
what's
the
happening.
reason. Like, she already hates her from clearly that beef, and she's decided. And you know what? Maybe her friend, whoever her friend is, not maybe her friend is proud of her.
But you know what? I think, Palisa, there's inheriting beef. And then there's what Minnie's doing. For you to sit at someone's party and with your chest. What did she say? She said, you work on your back, I work on my feet.
I wanted us to get into that. I wanted us to get into that. I was like, you know what? There's a line. And one thing Minnie's going to do,
she's going to cross it. She's going to run
multiple
past
times. She's going to cross it. She's going to cross it. I mean, she crossed it when she started throwing bottles.
What was that? She wanted to break the bottle and go stab Ulondi. What is that?
But also, can it ever be that deep?
Never!
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
never!
But guys, can it ever be that deep?
It can never be that deep. Also, what are you saying about your character? What is that showing about your character? The fact that you are a girl that is going to now look for a bottle and want to break it and come running for someone.
I know she learned the yeah, Puma. Real true colors. And I appreciated Londi saying, you come here, when she was like, what was Allah? And she's like, no, you come here. Like, you want to fight me, girl. I don't want to fight you.
I genuinely don't know what she was trying. Okay, we all know what she was trying to insinuate. But also, there was a whole discourse that I was seeing on Twitter and on TikTok about how when she went to the room with the other ladies and they were talking about that lady, she doesn't even have a pay slip. And everyone was like,
she's like,
Housewives.
She said there's this place has doctors, has broadcasters, has businesswomen,
designers,
has designers, I was like, baby, that's not the show we're on.
Thank you.
This is not Real Hustlers. Like, what? Like, because we would have watched the show.
No.
If it existed, we would have watched the Real Hustlers.
Damn.
And we would have known we're watching people hustling.
Yes.
And we were going to be okay with that.
Definitely.
But we're literally on Real Housewives. The whole concept of this thing is actually, if we even take out the fact that you guys are the friends of the shows and divorcees or whatever, the base of what we're talking about is people who are married to rich people.
Yes.
That's basically.
And they're housewives. They chill at home.
Housewives.
Doing whatever.
They're married to men who provide lives for them. That is literally the show. That's the concept at core. We are actually just looking for women who do nothing for their money but smile and be pretty and be wild.
And then when are you gonna come here and talk about payslips? You're gonna come here and talk about designers, broadcasters, doctors.
Someone said if I ever hear the word payslip again.
I said real though. Because we're here for luxury.
Housewives?
We're here to sit there and be like, wow.
Please start a show called Working Girls and put Minnie as the head girl there.
You know what the gag is? The gag is always the fact that from when Londi set foot on set, she kept talking about how Londi is such a bully.
Yes, from the beginning. She said Londi started the fight.
Yes, she's the reason that people were fighting. And I'm like,
I was like, but when?
Also, guys, Umini.
When?
I'm sorry to say this name, but sometimes umntu uzawucinga into yoba kuba esistering phaa kokwabo.
Yeah.
Because you are the main girl in your household. You think that now when you step outside, you are still going to be
she's definitely the main character at
home.
She is.
Kokwabo.
Like at home. She's
giving breadwinner.
And at the family reunion, she's Beyonce. She's Beyonce.
She says to people, guys, she's honestly, I don't know how to explain her. She said, don't you? What's it? Like,
you will not speak to me like that. At the principal, you will not.
I'm like, okay, ma'am, okay, teacher. She's like, you will not stand when you speak. Don't you dare stand.
Someone was saying that, but why does she want to be respected so bad?
What's happening?
She needs to dig deep. That has nothing to do with anybody.
Anyone.
That has everything to do with her. Because, Mama, why do you want to just be respected by all people? Like, Maungena and Jay, we must all just bow down. What's that about?
What I don't understand is that what she did, I feel like she jeopardized her own career.
No, someone said that, and it's actually sad because if we're being so real, Minnie's a very talented girl.
Absolutely.
Like an extremely talented. And I know Nihlek Sangayeng, my idols guys are.
You guys.
Because, but if we're, jokes aside, if we're being dead ass, the girl is talented. Like, she is genuinely talented. Even with her radio job, she has a voice.
She's very talented.
She's one of those people you can't deny. Like, we would be, like,
haters
if we're like, oh, she's not talented. It's undeniable. You know, she has it. And it's sad because now she went on the show, which at first it was cool, and yes, there was the precious thing, but still that wasn't like, that was
a big thing, yeah.
It was all cool and all, like, but then now she's shown us a side
another
of her
side
that's a bit scary.
Another side.
And you must remember, you're a media personality. So you're not like an actor who goes and you act as someone else and we can whatever.
This is you.
What we're paying for is your personality. You MC, you broadcast, and all of that. You do it as Minnie. So when you come on a show, and again, you are a media personality, you are yourself, we then can question and be like, do we support you? Because as a media personality, we're supporting who you are. And if you're showing us this is who you are,
that's suspicious.
Then there's chances, Mama, for you to lose money.
Because unfortunately, Palisa, now you host events.
Yes.
Everyone watching the show is going to be like, I can't invite this girl to my event.
No.
If things go south, she's going to be shouting at people. She's going to be breaking bottles. She's going to be chasing after people.
God forbid her enemy is on the table, sitting somewhere.
All hell is going to break loose. Also, I feel like even Gengoku as like broadcasting, like broadcasters or the people who are in charge of all of that, they're going to be like, okay, if we bring this girl here, what's going to be happening on our social media? Because we were even talking about
people are going on her work thingy.
There was even a video that I saw where I think the station bought a car for themselves or something.
Yes.
And they switched off the comments.
Yes, because people are busy saying, why is she acting like it's her car? Why is it whatever?
Imagine.
It's bad.
It's bad now. Unfortunately, it's bad.
And I mean, we don't condone bullying, and
of
I don't
course
think bullying is a good thing. But she can't lie and say she didn't play a role in people
Absolutely
having so
not.
much dislike for her.
Absolutely
Again, not saying she's deserving of bullying, because the public will take something and they will run and they will go over the top. Like people phoning at her work asking for Londi's songs or whatever. It's like very
What?
petty. Yes. And someone where I saw people are genuinely doing it. Someone made a post and said, so vele vele ni phonile lapha eGagasi. And then people were actually like saying the experiences that, oh no, that producer won't let you in.
Don't lie.
Oh, mina phela I was one of the first batches, so they let me in and then they ding it and then
Guys, no.
But now apparently now the producer knows that there are people that call to ask for Londi's songs and they won't let you through. So people are genuinely following through with such crazy, and that's what I'm saying. One thing about the public, they're gonna take something and run, and I hate that about the media. And that's why, girl, no one was ever praying on your downfall.
Not at all.
Nobody was ever praying on your downfall. But this.
And Naya, she also didn't explain. Like, maybe also she had given us a context of, but
then
no.
Be fair beef.
Yes, then we'd be like, okay, no, we get it, we understand. But it's like you are just attacking Olondi, and everyone's like, what is going on?
And I do think she, like I said, she has this tendency where there's a line and she crosses it
all the time.
Like, because even I was saying at Mauritius when they were playing tennis, she said, I'm dead to you like all your exes.
Yes. What was that?
And then she repeats it in the confessional.
Oh, yes, she did.
And she said, yes, I said I'm dead to her, like all her exes. So she's basically confirming.
She's standing on business.
That's how I feel about it.
Yes.
And I feel like, here's the thing, bro, like 100% you don't deserve anything that's happening on the media and whatever, because you're a human being. However, you can't say things about people like that and cross lines like that. But when it comes to you or the people you love or like Precious's workers, then all of a sudden you have you're a human rights activist, and when you don't stand for bullying and you don't stand for, but it's only when it pertains to you and your circle. But then for you, there's other people that are not deserving of respect. There's other people that are not deserving of just like
human decency.
Yes, human decency. And that's what I don't like about her, is that she has like double standards. When 1 minute it's not okay, you're crying because Precious is mistreating her workers, which I thought was beautiful, because yes, there's people who feel passionately for people like that, and then you turn around and you say things to people like, you work on your back, I work on my feet, you're dead to me like all your exes. Like, there's more things you can say about her, like. And the reason it's even this husband thing is clouded right now, because what husband was doing was wrong.
Very wrong.
I was so annoyed.
Very wrong.
During Pride Month, this man is gonna come embarrass us like this.
Body shaming her.
Body shaming women. How do you come to a pool party full of women and then you decide when are you going to be body shaming people?
That makes no sense.
But the reason that was clouded, mama, is because of the things you were saying. You were crossing a line the same way he was crossing a line. So the same way he's a trash person is the same way you then are a trash person. Because what you're saying and what he's saying, the line he's crossing and the line you're crossing, not the same line.
It's not the same, because she's going further.
Oh, and she goes further, Simon. And the worst part is that kids are involved as well when it comes to Londi and her exes and whatever. So the things you say, yes, you can be like, I'm dead like all your exes, like an ex was just a thing. But when you look into it, like, fathers, people's kids, and then when
Londi brings up her parents, it's a whole issue.
And Londi didn't even bring up her parents like that. Londi
wasn't even like that.
And then she said, Uzalwe wani, like abantu bazali bakho. That was her asking that. And she asked that because Vela, she was busy saying, Mina. But point is, she asked, like, yes, 100% was shade. But it was not crossing a line.
No, it was
she
not.
didn't say, your parents are this.
No,
your
she
parents,
did not.
Hey, my Simba are your parents. She never said
and
anything.
she ran with that. Now she's saying, but no, she's
going
after my parents.
No, Fafa, mama, I'm very disappointed in you, Fafa, because I swear you decided, like, this is a big deal. This parent thing is a big deal. Like, all of a sudden, you have ears you can hear. Because she's the one who brought that thing up as well. And she was like, talking. I thought she was actually going to make herself aware. Because she started by saying, oh my gosh, talking about what. And then she said, how abazali? And I thought she was about to be like to her girl, on your back comment. Yes. I actually thought that's what she was going to say. Instead, she speaks about Abazali as if she spoke about her parents.
And said something really bad. No, she didn't.
And granted, yes, maybe she wasn't supposed to say who are your parents. Maybe she should have left it at who are you. But if we're talking about what should have happened, what shouldn't have happened,
there's a lot that we
shouldn't have said a lot of stuff and done a lot of stuff. But yeah, Linda Bayaga Mini.
It's very deep, and I hope that they both come to the reunion, because we need a proper explanation of exactly what this is about and where this beef is coming from. And I know for a fact that Ulond is going to still be very confused as to where this is all coming from. But I want Umini to sit down.
I have a feeling she's going to come with victim mentality, though. Yeah, I have a feeling she's gonna come with victim mentality. She's gonna be saying she spoke about my parents, you know. And but let's hope, because she's a media trained babe,
she'll come back and
apologize
redeem herself. The sad part is that I'm not downplaying her career, but it's like, I feel like she could have really used this to launch.
She could have, and
she could have used this, and
she's a pusher, that girl. Hey?
Because right now, like, she's still like. She's not like, I'm not saying she's upcoming, but but she's not top, like she's not well known.
And she has that sort of potential.
She could be there, but like now I just feel like this has just.
Because one thing I've seen, even with this thing of her idols thing coming back or whatever, like one thing I can say about that girl is she's a pusher. Like she's determined and she will push to get what she wants. You know what I mean? So this could have been one of those things. You're so right. And now I fear that the next show I'll find her on is not Real Hustlers, is not Working Girls, but Unfollowed. That is my biggest fear for her.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay, now let's get into the theme of the party. So
high end. Somewhere.
So Miss Londi enters, you know, she's happy to be here. She attends the events and she says, you know what, ladies, it's my turn. Even Umini hasn't even had a turn, sorry. But anyway, Londi's like, it's my turn to show you ladies. And in a theme. And my theme is high end swimwear. Anything Gucci? In diamond walk. Oh! And she says
very
that
specific.
Is my theme.
She was very specific.
And that's what you guys, ladies, should respect and do. Come party day, we also, the ladies, were not necessarily in their designers. Yes. But I want to know from you, how do you feel about the theme high end designer swimwear?
You know what? The theme makes sense for Real Housewives.
100%.
And that's my truth.
100%.
Unfortunately, when Ulondi said, I did this because I was trying to understand that this is the caliber of women that I would, unfortunately, she ate. Because we really are at the Real Housewives of Durban. This is a franchise. We know it for luxury, as I've said before. It's like, when you think Real Housewives, you think Sorisha.
Yeah.
You're thinking Jojo. Like, that's what you're thinking. And unfortunately, with
and even Nonku, because there will always be a divorced babe.
Yes. Because unfortunately, what we need to understand is that when we think high-end swimwear, like, member Umdu is already knowing about, oh yes, I have Versace, I have Gucci.
Which one am I gonna wear?
If I don't want, there's a new line. I mean, we saw Sorisha at that time when was it Gucci?
Yeah,
they brought
for Nonku and who's this? Who was Nonku beefing with Sana?
Londi.
With Londi. Yes,
that was spectacular,
and that was Real Housewives.
So unfortunately, I can't blame Ulondi for her putting the theme. That I will say, the theme itself, I don't have a problem with. We'll get into the reactions.
Real.
What do you think of the theme?
I agree with the theme. Listen, copy paste. Copy paste. This is Real Housewives. It shouldn't be that deep to ask you to wear designer swimwear, because I'm assuming if you're on the show, you have that type of money, seeing that the show is about that.
Taking me Gengoku too, I think one of the twins said, before we get to their brand, one of them said, it's not that I can't afford it.
Yes.
I can afford it.
I can afford it.
So my question is, so why not wear it?
And you know
why not buy
what
it?
That took me back to? That little discussion they had about Unonku and not respecting high tea. And it was so deep that she didn't respect dress code and she didn't dress accordingly. But when it comes to high-end swimwear, all of a sudden respecting dress code is
not a thing.
Not that deep.
I hear you.
All of a sudden we don't care anymore. So why did you guys fight Nonku for wearing pink and a black a theme of black and gold?
Because theme is not important, boss.
Because theme is not important. So when it works for you guys, it's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like the twins could have just said, look, we wanted to put our brand out there. We're wearing it because we want to put it out there. And I'm so sorry we didn't stick to your theme.
You know what my problem with the whole situation was, I felt like Ulondi was not fair. Because
the thingy. Yes.
A lot of the ladies.
That was unfair.
If we're being honest, a lot of them weren't wearing.
Even Jojo.
Even Jojo wasn't wearing it. Was Lo wearing it?
I don't know. I don't think she was.
I don't think she was wearing it. But it's like she specifically went to the twins, and then Abanye, it's okay if you just have shades. Ujojo, it's the jewelry.
Yeah.
The theme is high-end swimwear.
Manyama jewelry. I also thought the same thing about Jojo's jewelry and thingy angel sunglasses, and I'm like, yeah, but that's not
the theme.
That's a swimming costume.
If we're having an issue because of the theme, then let's say that.
Yeah.
If you're having an issue because the twins are wearing their brand, then say that.
Yeah.
Don't say no.
That's
you
true.
fine with the sunglasses? No, we're not with your over. Don't
You're so right.
Okay with the no. If we're having a problem with the theme, let's stick to the theme. Not now single out, but no. When are you wearing tula season? That's not how it works.
No, real.
Because now it's actually giving.
You want to try like you're picking them out of a crowd. So you're very right. She was wrong for going at them like that, and they're tula season kosia. And I feel like she shouldn't have given an exception to anybody.
Anyone.
If you weren't wearing a costume that is designer, then you should have been on the chopping board. You know what I mean? Which I think the only person who respected that probably is Nonku. And I'm going to say Sorisha because I don't believe Sorisha has a swimming costume that's not high end.
I love her so much.
I don't believe there's a costume in that cupboard that is not high end. I don't believe it.
Like, how did you feel about the twins storming out and...
Listen, it was deep. I mean, I understand that. I will say one thing about them, Shem. They're very sensitive babes, and you know what? It's okay. I can never judge them for being sensitive. And like you said, they did feel like they were being
picked on,
like singled out of everybody else. And maybe what they felt in that moment was maybe Guti Ulondi like nyatas them, like
yes,
Ulondi doesn't see them
because they kept talking about levels as well.
Yes, on that same level. And so I understand wanting to leave a party where you feel like people are here and Ulondi's decided who's on her level and who's not, especially because she doesn't know the twins like that.
She really doesn't.
So you know what, I will say it's okay for them to want to leave or whatever the case may be. Where I started having a problem with them was when they also started talking about pay slips, Nabo, no meaning, and whatever. I feel like their reaction granted, okay, it's fine, go off. I think it would have just been a fight. What can you say? And like I said, both are justified. I guess Ulondi feels there wasn't respect, but also Ulondi was wrong for singling him out. They feel like, we're not on your level, you don't even know us like that, so we'll leave because we don't bring value, and then fine,
There are 2 cents. That didn't
all of a sudden, Nabo, basically. Can I please ask a question, guys? Are they not optometrists? Or what? Because Ngatumini called them doctors. They're not doctors. Just want that to be out there. That's if they're optometrists. If they're an ophthalmologist, then 100% they're a specialist, they're a doctor. And that's a different thing. That's not the same thing as optometrist. Minnie, I wanted to tell you
Point of correction.
Yeah.
I need to understand what's your take on the twins since we haven't actually had this.
In general,
what's your take?
They bring nothing. Every day we're talking about deadbeat father. And I mean, you can only drag that story out in South Africa for so long. Because guess what, baby? That is a norm. I think more people have deadbeat fathers than present fathers. So yes, 100% it's relatable and it's great that they put it there. But they dragged it out for so long.
Every time they seen.
Like, I get it. Theme of your life. Great. However, you cannot come to Real Housewives of Durban. That is a show that is on for weeks. And talk about a deadbeat father every single time. No. Every time.
I think even the other twin is just like over it now. They're just like, I'm okay, I'm healed, like, let's get over it.
The other one is
she's like, nah, it's okay. Like
no. They're not interesting for me. It's deadbeat fathers and their fashion line. Like I think that episode was nice, the one where they did a little charity
the fashion
charity for fashion for charity. I don't know what it was called. But you know what? That was cute. And I think it was cute because it was a break from the deadbeat father storyline.
Yes.
So that's why it was cute, but then it also got dragged out, and then there was nothing else. All I know about that lady is that she's a twin, she's an optometrist, she has a deadbeat father and fashion line.
You know what? I think whoever cast them,
I want to say Baba Tolepi.
Yes, whoever cast them, I'm sorry, Sana.
Where did you find them?
You made a mistake.
I have a feeling their cousin was on the casting team because like. What?
Also, can we start looking at luxury people. Like, when we cast people for Real Housewives next season, people, can we actually be serious and find people?
Someone was actually even putting suggestions there in the comment section, and I was like, I know these ladies from their TikToks, and hell yeah.
Can we talk about Joku?
Oh, Joku Ngosam. And
can we talk about their friendship? Like, this season, I think, has really, really tested their friendship. And it has me with
seems
so
like it's
many
still gonna be testing.
Yes, it has me with so many question marks. So I want to hear your take before I share mine.
Look, Joku, I will say Jojo is a certified people's pleaser. We'll start there.
100%.
I don't think it works in that dynamic because Undongu, I'm not saying she's a bully. No.
She's a strong character.
But she's a very strong character. And she's someone who, like, she easily can say, this must happen my way. And she doesn't expect anyone to be like, no. You know what I mean? I'm not saying she's not someone who can say no to. I just think she doesn't expect that. But I definitely think if Jojo was a different person, she'd be like, no, Chomi. I think they'd still be cool. But I think because Jojo is a people pleaser, she is always like skating on thin ice. Like, I feel like she's just always trying to. Nonku's her queen.
I was about to say, because in as much as she was offended by what Sarisha said by calling her backup dancer, a backup singer, I understood where Sarisha was coming from. And there was even a point at the party, at Londi's party, when Sarisha said to sit in the diary session in Dubai, you know what, actually I enjoy them more when they are alone. And I understand that. I feel like you see a completely different side to them when they're interacting with other people. I just feel like a part of me genuinely feels like they bring out the worst in each other. Maybe it's also for the show, but I don't know, like, something when they're together, it's giving mean girl energy. It's giving a lot of things that I don't like. And I feel like Jojo has really, really lost her voice in search of wanting to not lose this friendship. We anger so much. It's like Nonku. Like, if Nonku says jump, she's asking how high. Like, she's not asking any other questions. She wants to please Unonku. And I feel like that's scary to me in a friendship, because it's like, so are you in this friendship because you love me and you love this friendship, or are you scared? Are you in this friendship because you're just scared to lose me and it's convenient and we've been doing this for so long? We are Joku and we can't let that go. Like, let's push. Even and people if now know us. Even if you're wrong, I must still be there.
And she said that.
And I'm like, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with, like, defending your friend. But I think it's important, Gengoku, if you're the type of friend where if your friend is doing something wrong in public, then you're like, okay, I'm going to support her. But at the end of the day, it's important that you guys are in private. You talk about it. And you're like, no, but to me, to be honest, what you said was very out of pocket. You should not have said that. You crossed the line. But they don't seem like they are those type of friends. Because even with that whole thing, when they came to the party wearing pink, I'm like
no. I was like, Jojo umdala, mama. Like, in translation, you are old enough. Not you're old, like you're old. Yes. You're old enough
to make your own choices.
Like, to be able to be like, Nankuma Perry, we don't have to do this.
It's okay.
Like, let's not be those people. But I feel like we are support and like, even if she knows it's wrong. Yeah. And then even with the letters at the end of this episode, she apparently helped to write them. I was just like,
let's get into that. Those letters, I love them down. Maybe I'm messy, but Nonku, you ate.
You know what I hated? You know what I hated about that was going to Instagram and finding out she's leaving, because I was like, this is what I want.
Like, this is Papa, my babe. You are gorgeous. You are beautiful.
What a beautiful doll.
Exude femininity,
and so beautifully.
Softness, gentle.
Even her voice.
Like, everything about you is just giving femininity. But you know what? Unfortunately, I don't think this is a show for you.
No.
I don't think that reality TV is for you.
Oh, yeah, what did you say? If you say a show for me, you think maybe we're going to put her on the Hustlers.
No. Reality TV is not
period.
When Nongu said, Fafa, oops, I forgot you're there. She kind of ate, because I actually do forget you're on the show sometimes. And like, then she goes to her diary session and she's like, we can almost Beyonce, Beyonce should just
be. Mama.
I'm sorry, this is not Sarafina. Stars don't just be. You must do. We must say something. Give us something to work with outside of your marriage and the cheating. Give us something. Give us the drama. Give us something.
I see. Give us something. React. Like, react. Like, be involved. When I was rewatching so I can make my notes, I noticed she was in the room when Minnie was saying too low. No. I'm defending Ghana because
Yes.
you're gonna defend a girl that came yesterday. Even that was weird. Anyway, you're gonna defend a girl that came yesterday. Whatever. In that whole scene, I didn't know Fafa was there. Fafa was there. And Fafa was busy because she repeated, saying, "We work on our backs, not our feet." She repeated it again. I don't know if Fafa was there because no, sissy, no. I sent Ziganjal. I didn't see her. I did not see her.
She pisses me off.
I did not see her. She disappeared into the air. I did not see her.
And her being touched about it, like she was just like, "What do you mean?" I'm thinking, give us one moment in the show that you stood out. One.
Just one.
Outside of that proposal that I didn't understand because Anshika is married, but anyways, it was a beautiful ceremony.
And they are rebuilding. And I said, okay, sure, Shaxon. God forbid a couple wants to start all over.
outside of rebuilding,
sure,
and your event, like even at her event, like it was not even about her. We started talking about Minnie and Londi. That was the main focus. I even forgot we were at your event. I literally forgot.
And it was a beautiful event.
It was a beautiful event. But unfortunately, we were very invisible.
People originally were liking her, funny enough, because I remember that episode they spoke highly of her. They were like, "Oh yes, this is the content we want." Her kids made a nice speech for her. That I feel like what's funny about me and Asaka and us were allocating people to shows. We're reallocating, reshuffling, sending people where we think they might thrive. And that's my favorite thing about us. So we're like, you know what? You're not a match for this one, but perhaps let's place you somewhere. But people were happy. They were like, oh, beautiful life, beautiful husband, beautiful whatever. And I thought I was crazy. When I saw those comments, I said, damn, am I the toxic person?
Am I losing it?
I was like,
am I a hater?
I'm a hater. No. I hated that feeling. But now I'm happy because people are talking about it.
No.
Because I'm like, yes, 100%, guys, 100%. Like, I think because she's a beautiful woman and she has a beautiful family, I think 100%, like, she's easy on the eyes and it's nice to watch her. But I wouldn't say it's interesting. No, like, I wouldn't say it's interesting to watch her. I would just say, like, maybe start a content creation journey. I would actually follow you if you were vlogging. Like, maybe I would, because, you know, we all like different types of vloggers. Like, so perhaps you could vlog. Because, I mean, I like her. I like, I guess, her aura. And I wouldn't mind seeing her. Like, I just can't put her in a reality TV show, though.
I don't know if it's just me, but low-key, I feel like her husband has been preparing her for his temp.
Yes.
Like, every scene.
Yes.
Like, let me not say every scene, but most of the scenes that they're having together, he's always trying to slide in somewhere about, a second wife, what would you do? And then she's always just, like, playing it off. Like, no, at least my man, you'd never do that. I'm thinking, God, this man's preparing you.
And that man already has a second
wife. He does.
Or a third.
Come closer. Like,
come,
break it to you. Come. Prepare yourself to have a sister wife.
Yeah.
Just prepare.
It's happening.
It's okay.
See, after that wedding he's gonna give you, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be so beautiful. It's gonna. I saw just by your 30th how stunning that was. I can imagine the wedding's gonna be even better.
And just prepare yourself mentally.
But just know, right after that, there will be another wedding.
And not yours.
It just won't be yours. Because that man loves to speak about a second wife. It's a bit alarming.
Very alarming. Very alarming. Even when his mom was there, he was just like, I keep telling her that unfortunately during that time, like, I built relationships. I'm thinking,
he's trying to say I have someone already.
Fafa is not getting it. Like, it's not clicking, Steven. Like, it's not clicking.
And maybe it is clicking, man.
Yeah.
It's just like
deny.
Deny. It's a bag.
No.
Yeah,
then there was the angel comment.
Which is this one?
When Lonku said in her card.
Oh yes, what did she say to her?
I made sure that your room is child friendly.
It's so wrong.
Lonku. Okay.
You know that sets
so
her off.
She's so
Now, why would you do that? Because
Why?
Angel is funny until you say that she's a child.
Jaga.
Una ma jokes
Jaga.
until you call her a child.
She said, I knew that this is gonna piss me off, and I'm like, real.
Real?
But she kept it together.
No,
like
she did.
even
All
though
of them actually.
yeah, they were all like
economy versus business class. Mara nidlala ngathi shem. No, nidlala ngathi. Like I don't wanna lie. Like, and I saw Angel post her trip when she posted
Yes,
she was in
I saw
business
that.
and whatever. And Ulondi commented and said Oksalayo. And I agree.
Like so messy.
I'm so sorry, ne, but nidlala ngathi, guys. Nidlala ngathi.
Just-
Ladies, nidlala ngathi. Not on Real Housewives. I never thought I would live long enough to see economy seats on Real Housewives of Durban. I never thought my life would be that long. And it's not that long.
Oh,
so, what do you mean? I am actually shocked the producers went there and took videos. I mean, videographers, whatever, allowed that to happen. I'm shocked they filmed that. I'm shocked.
And they were happy in the economy. They were so happy. You could see they were comfy. They were laughing.
Yeah, they're right next to each other. Right next to each other. Yeah, close. They have to be close. They have to be close. I don't think they had a choice.
Oh my God.
There is no choice. You had to be tied. I am so offended as an audience member.
Dude.
Like, what do you mean? Someone said there's no way these people are in economy seats that we can sit in. And I heard that. Because I'm like, on Real Housewives, I watch Real Housewives so I can be like, damn. Not so I can see myself. What the hell? I was like, what? You know, I couldn't believe it was happening.
No,
I couldn't.
And Londi was also very shocked. She said, I thought everyone's in business.
And I get her because I also thought so. I get Olondi, guys. I was shocked. Like, I was shocked. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing on my screen. Yeah. For a second, I'm like, what am I watching? I bet you like 100K right now that if there was a trip on Mummy Club, all of them would have been on thingy.
Business.
On business.
No, they would have.
All of them.
They would have.
And you know what? I would take economy class for that show. But Real Housewives, and then the producers, you allowed them to not upgrade themselves.
Yes,
that should have been a requirement.
No, they did.
And I understand we can't tell people how to spend their money, but it should be normal for them to spend money on business class. Yo, a little shuffle, coach, a little shuffle. Even the classist comments people are going back and forth about. Someone was like, but at the end of the day, we're watching Real Housewives barely.
I want us to talk about Ulo.
Oh my gosh, which part do you want to talk about? In general?
No. Oh. I want to talk about her being in the middle with
the crying
with Ulondi and
Umi.
Because I understand that they both, I guess, her friends.
Her friends.
But her not picking a side sometimes is picking a side, and according to Ulondi, she's picked Minnie's side. So what's your take on that?
Look, I think they shouldn't have given her that much of a hard time, and maybe she shouldn't have asked to meet with Loni. I feel like maybe my thing is I felt like it became too deep.
It was
Ulondi, like, I mean, Ulo at the end of the day was not in the fight.
She really
and
wasn't.
I just feel like Nabo, as good friends, they should let her off the hook, Sana, like both of them. That's my opinion. I feel like, yes, granted, she should, pick a side, or she shouldn't be in the middle 100%, but I just think they both know how heated that situation got. I think perhaps maybe they shouldn't have been that hard on her, like. But also, going to Ulo, I do think Ulo Vele wasn't, like, she wasn't looking at the facts properly. I mean, things like you work on your back and not on your feet, like you know what I mean? Things like that. I do think those are very harsh things that even if you love Umini, actually, if you love her, that's even better. You can tell her that, Minnie,
that's very wrong.
That's very wrong. You know what I mean? The same way that when Thingy was saying, hey, Uzala Ubani, maybe you could have been like, I told me, like, why man just Uzala Ubani? But I do think Ulo wasn't looking equally at what's happening. But I also do think they shouldn't have put her through the crying and the whatever.
I also think so. I think it doesn't make any sense, because also I feel like Ulondi Unale. She feels like some sort of like loyalty, like Ulo owes her some sort of loyalty.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because of the nature of the show, and maybe because Olondi only came in like near like now
the end,
we couldn't really assess and see how close they are.
Yeah.
And even with Umini, we can't really see if these people are really friends or they know each other. I think Ulo even said they're more like acquaintances.
Yes, she did say that.
But it's like we also don't know really if she's that tied with Ulondi.
Yes.
So it's like I feel like she's just trying to remain neutral in the situation.
You know what?
Like,
she seemed like in that scene. I was like, "Hey, she is a Mamfundis," because she said Minnie's sister or something.
Yeah, it's in the
church. But basically, that's why Ngati she's her little sister, because this lady's in the church. But she did say Ulondi is like her little sister. And even when Ulondi came, they did establish that scheme, like they're a real scheme, like they're friends. So now, honestly, I would have assumed, and maybe this is where I went wrong. I would have assumed she was going to be more on Londi's side, because it seemed like
they're
that.
Friends.
Because even when Umini put her in a corner in the bathroom and was like at Angel's time, and was like, why did you bring her? You know, whatever. And she was like, like I brought home Ganwami. But even there, I feel like she didn't defend Ulondi that much. She just kind of said, hey, I brought her, she's my friend. Like, she's like, it's like she's a skeptical every time when they confront her. Like, she's always like,
I'm sorry,
guys,
no.
sorry. You know what I mean? And I just think it's that thing of like not knowing like what to do. She's just like,
I don't,
like she doesn't want to like
hurt
annoy
anyone.
Yes, and she doesn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. She doesn't want anyone to feel like they're less important than the other. So I do think I was shocked that she didn't pick Londi's side or try hear Londi out, because she said that was like her sister, and especially because she made it clear she's acquainted to thingy. But I was like, you know what, Mom Fundisi call like
real.
She even like said Jesus.
I don't understand what Nonku's obsession is with Lo and drinking. Like, okay, Lo has clearly stated that she doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And that's facts. Like, she says she doesn't drink. We can only pastors.
No, of the church members. Because now they talk about how their positions are different.
Oh, yes.
So we can't say battle of what? We have to just say battle of God's children.
Church.
Because...
But you know what? Like, I don't get it. Because in my head, I'm like, so what if she drinks?
Nonku knows she has a drinking problem, so now she's trying to make everyone who has a relationship with God have a drinking problem.
Focus on yourself, my babe.
Nonku, and I hope in that time away you're gonna take away the one.
Also, what's happening? What do you think she's stepping back?
Why? I don't know, because she's always been controversial, so I don't know. I in my head, if she's like it's too much, I'd be shocked, because I feel like
she's always.
Always, from the minute we met her, she's always been a little bit controversial, and then she got even more and more controversial. So I have no idea like what would make her want to leave at this point. But she claims in her statement that this is not, it's making her make decisions that are not like her, and it's not who she is, and that's shocking me, because the consistency in the how many seasons? 5 seasons. It's been looking like that's who you are. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think also now, like, because I've been seeing her post on social media, like her kid in the church preaching, singing.
Her kid.
The eldest daughter.
But she did say she wants to be an example to
so yes, that's what I was gonna say. I think she's starting to see. But yes, now my kids are watching this and it's really not looking cutesy at all. And also now, in the church, like if you also now in the church, but you out here doing the most, but you want to be advising and be called the pastor, it's like, my baby, pick a side.
And you know, kids nowadays, Gen Z, we have big mouths, and I could believe her child could be like to her, "Ay, mama."
Yes, but on the show, you're doing the opposite. So
I mean, if that's the reason, I think that's a good reason. I mean, 100%, like, that's who she is, and that's fine. But I can imagine then having that highlighted on reality TV for South Africa to see, for people to debate, for people to tear apart, adds flame to the fire. Because if that's who she is, like, even I'm sure behind closed doors with her kids, there's some elements of that exist. But I do think then bringing the media into it makes it worse. And I can imagine that it would be a good decision for her to want to maybe lead by example for her teenage daughter who's going into this world as well, to be like, you know what, let me be a better person, let me be a better mother, let me be a better example, let me be the person she watches, you know. So I wouldn't, if that's her reason, I think that's a great reason. It is. And she's been here for a long time, you know what I mean? It's been a good run.
Yeah, she
served her time. And I definitely think she's entertained, Mama. As controversial, as crazy as she is, like you know how crazy it is to get to a point where we get used to your controversial
Oh,
stuff,
like it doesn't even
to a
affect
point
us. We're
where
not
it
shocked
doesn't
anymore.
faze us. Like it doesn't. At this point, we just kiki. So she's done a beautiful job, and I do think it's a beautiful bow. I know we all feel how we feel about Nonku, but let's be very honest. She's given us reality.
Oh, she is reality TV.
But you know what? Good luck, Mama, on you, your family,
Your kids,
and I'm
yeah.
wishing you well. And you do very well for yourself, for your children. Moneyed babe.
Oh, so
in
moneyed.
her high-end bikini.
Oh, so moneyed. Love her.
So moneyed, so beautiful. And you know what? You can never say you didn't do it alone, Mama, because men came and went. But Oksala, you were non-cool. You stood, Mama. And a happy season 5, Mama. Bye-bye. Siyakuthanda as Africa.
Yeah, no. I think let's close it here. Let's close it here.
No, I think we can close it off, and hopefully we'll be back with this again, because I do think now Rod is giving us real content.
It is. But Loki, I feel like it's just gonna be this episode. I think this is gonna be the last episode.
Yeah,
and then
it's probably gonna be one more, and then
so like the one that's coming out, and then
I think another one.
Really?
Do you think this might be the finale?
I feel like this is the last one.
This one that's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see, okay, but we'll be talking all things.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back, and we'll also be back for the reunion. Yes, we'll close it off nicely. Once we've started it, we'll finish it. So yes, don't worry about it.
We will finish it. But see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and
subscribe. Turn on your post notifications.
But for now, bye.
Bye.